ooh, you sound good on the mic, man. Let's go. You got a better one than us.
Oh, man.
It's all the same shit.
He's like an old school R&B DJ.
See, you got one of them.
Got the boom mic.
Oh,
yeah, you got the one to talk over the motherfuckers.
Nah.
That's what you like to do in the barbershop. Talk over niggas. That's what you got.
Nah, man.
You got this shit higher.
Do it though.
Yeah, you do.
I can tune you up if you
I
need
see
me.
you too. Yeah, I see you.
No, I'm saying. Look, if you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely hear the difference.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, right.
Because it's directional. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
What we talking about, baby?
Well, you know, whatever comes to the guru mind. Because the whole idea of this show was to get you on here and pick your brain for Marlon Press Play.
Okay, so today on Marlon Press Play, what we gonna do is talk about their crib. We ain't talking about no gangs either, baby.
No.
Crypto.
This ain't no gang activity.
So we're gonna talk about the top 10 low fees to take your crypto off. So when you're ready to sell,
Right.
Oh, I like that.
so you gotta get ready and prepped.
Right.
You gotta stay ready.
You don't have to.
You have to get ready.
If you don't.
Be ready.
If you stay ready.
Stay ready. You don't have to get ready.
You don't have to get ready.
Yeah.
So hold up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
This is crypto we talking about.
Talking about the crypto.
Okay. Not options and.
Nah, that's Nick.
That's Nick.
I'm talking about crypto.
So let me ask you a question.
I'm new to options.
A little backstory on the crypto thing with you.
Yes, sir.
When did your crypto journey start?
Started
What's a little background information on that?
Started in the barbershop. God told me to listen to Ronnie about Doge.
Okay.
So we're here talking about crypto.
Right.
Because of Ronnie.
I might have been there with you on that one.
Yeah, I think you were.
I think I was there with you.
Yeah, you were holding it. I was buying and selling.
I
was scalping.
I was
doing what I do, baby, scalp.
I was doing a little trading my damn self, you know, at that time. When did your crypto journey start, Nick?
I think 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember exactly, but I think so because I already knew about it in 2018. Yeah, definitely. So 2016 probably.
Any purchases back then, or?
Yeah, Litecoin, Ethereum. I never bought Bitcoin, which is the biggest fucking mistake I ever made.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I didn't even I bought Bitcoin obviously to buy other coins, but I never bought Bitcoin itself. I had the chance to buy it 6,000, 5,000, and I didn't.
Right. My thing was back then. I was reading up on crypto, and you know, I'm thinking like most people who weren't in tune with what was happening in the space, you thinking it's some bull, right? Because you're like, bruh, what does it do?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking back and realizing that I set up a Coinbase account back like around the time you're talking about. Might have been a little earlier. Remember Kern was in the shop back in the day?
But I didn't know that was 2018.
That was 18?
I don't know.
I think it was further back. It might have been around the 16 mark, what Nick is talking about.
I'm shocked. I do remember that day.
But then, like...
There was a couple times you came and talked about it.
Yeah, plenty of times. And I was listening to Warren Buffett at the time, telling people it was a scam.
Well, I think Buffett got a big bag of it.
You think he's got a bag of it?
Big bag, silent bag.
I don't think so either.
I think he got a little bag of it.
I don't think he needs it. I don't think he has to speculate. He just doesn't need to be in the space.
That's true.
Why you think he has a bag of it?
It's very difficult to teach those.
Well, he just buys single stocks. He doesn't buy.
I don't think Buffett is buying single.
Well, he puts them in.
ETFs. No, I think he's buying companies.
Yeah.
He's buying companies, and he's selective on the stock purchases that he makes. Yeah. If I had to guess.
Yeah, every year, I'm pretty sure he goes.
Yeah, but the reason that he does individual stocks is because the type of money that he's spending, he can move the price on the stock.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I think him saying I bought XYZ is a catalyst for a change in the stock price, which is crazy that an individual. So he has to be super selective in what he says on a daily basis. That's why
I think he's super sharp regardless. He's been doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, you have to be careful when you have the ability to move mountains like that, right? Because if that guy comes out tomorrow and says, "I'm buying Bitcoin," Bitcoin takes off in an entirely different way.
Okay.
I think.
So why could he not buy it?
First of all, I don't think he believes in the space.
Mm-hmm.
And his main man, Charlie Munger, definitely didn't think that Bitcoin was anything other than a scam. When you're capable of generating billions of dollars outside of this space, you don't need it. Michael Saylor is making money off of Bitcoin. That's his money now, outside of MicroStrategy as a company, right?
You know what MicroStrategy was a couple weeks ago?
As far as what?
The price.
No, I don't.
It was like
Keep it around.
$200 something.
What is it now?
$400 something.
But don't forget, it was 1,000 plus before that.
It was, and then what? It
Split.
dropped.
They
It
did
split.
Oh, they split.
So look
They
at
did
that.
10 to 1.
Okay. Yeah,
So it's back.
Yeah,
I
they did 10
look at it.
Yeah, so they
It's
just dropped it
back.
up.
I'll tell you right
And
now what it is.
They do that so people can start investing, putting more money into the space.
Uh-huh.
Because you take a lot of people out when it's $1,000, $12,000,
Absolutely.
$1,200 a share.
Well, because most people who buy securities, they don't think of it in a percentage way. And I keep talking about that
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's the
Yeah.
only thing that really matters.
facts.
Price doesn't matter.
It's funny you say that because I'm thinking of diving into the more expensive one because it's just worth it. You're still gonna make the money.
Right.
Yeah, you're coming out with a little bit of a bigger bag to get it, but it's kind of worth it.
Well,
Not kinda, it is worth it.
Well, okay, so
441. By the way, Mike.
how much is it?
441.
Yeah.
So imagine you buying anything, and that thing costs $100, right? Be it MicroStrategy, Microsoft, you know what I mean, Micro Semiconductor. You pick 3 different companies. You spend $100 in each company. The stock in those companies can be worth thousands apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Each company goes up 10%, right? What happens to your $100? So the price of the stock doesn't matter.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know how else to put that, you know?
No, it's facts.
But some people don't have the money to buy it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. So because they've made stock purchase fractional, because you don't have to buy an entire stock anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah.
We should never look at the price of a stock when it comes to investing.
Depending on the site, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I don't think you can buy fractionals on like Fidelity.
Yeah, depending on what broker.
You think
Depends
so?
on the brokerage, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I have Fidelity. I still have Fidelity.
Well,
Yeah,
most,
I don't think it doesn't.
It's either Fidelity or it might be Fidelity, but you have to buy. You can't do fractional shit.
well, I'm talking retail.
Okay.
When I'm talking, I'm just talking retail for the average retail customer. When I'm thinking retail, I'm thinking all the retail spaces,
Mm-hmm.
Stash, Webull, Robinhood, so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of those are fintech companies that came out in order to, in my opinion, siphon money out of society from,
And the youth.
of course,
But we have the most like youthful investors of all time right now.
yeah. And most of these
Because of technology.
youthful
Yes.
investors are there because of the fintech, and not only that, because they're semi gamblers.
All facts.
Yeah, of course, because they say sports betting is gambling.
Sports betting is good.
They said that from the men from the ages 18 to 60 consider it investing.
So my point is,
It's stupid.
no, that is stupid.
That is
No,
stupid.
sports betting is.
Oh no, sports.
And I sports bet. That's just stupid. It's not stupid, but
It's fun.
Yeah,
Put it in the fun category for the people who enjoy
But
it.
it's not investing.
No, it's
No, look, I mean, if you look at sports betting as investing, I mean,
no.
I'm
but
telling you, that's what they're looking at.
It definitely makes the game better. Whatever.
oh, for sure.
You're like, yeah.
You put a 20 on a game,
Hell yeah.
you watch that game over your favorite team sometimes.
Damn right.
You know, but I'm saying when you look at, say, sports betting versus picking stocks, if people aren't understanding white papers and PE ratios and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Why are you picking these stocks?
Because of Warren Buffett.
No, I'm saying it's a
Because
legitimate question, right?
Because of, what's his name? Tesla? What's his name?
But then
Because
after
of
that,
social media.
it's
Because of influencers.
but if you don't have a reason for picking a particular stock,
Mm-hmm.
what's the difference between picking your favorite team?
Gambling.
No, that's gambling.
Yeah,
It's
gambling. It's gambling.
I mean,
options is gambling.
Unless you're
It's a
smart
form of
enough to
gambling.
realize that a certain technology that you think might be successful down the future, you want to go buy that stock because
Sure.
you think that.
Yeah, you want to
But,
have it.
but what are you
For
doing?
investment
What are you doing? You're placing a bet that's the new market,
Oh,
right?
100%.
You definitely placing a bet.
And that it's going to be successful because it could go under.
It
right?
can definitely go in there.
Yeah,
Or it could just be linear, right? It could just
Yeah.
be in a straight line,
Stagnant.
and you're like, man.
So where do you suggest you put your money?
I don't give financial advice.
I
I just
either,
receive
but
it
I'm saying,
from gurus like you.
I'm saying as far as for the youth, what would you suggest?
You know, as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that compounding is the key. Now, look, all three of us enjoy the idea of getting into a company and then watching, us make a couple bucks out of a plate. We enjoy that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that that's wealth building material, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something we can do and enjoy ourselves and pick you pick Shopify one day, or you pick NVIDIA because it runs up.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't see it as wealth building? Like you can.
No, what I was gonna say
I
about
see it as absolutely wealth building, depending on what you do with the
What
money.
you do and how you do.
okay, and that's fine that you guys have that position. I don't see it as wealth building in the sense of I think wealth building is consistency and compounding.
Yes.
This is my position, so you'll know where I stand. I'm saying, even with my crypto plays, get the bread, put it in the ETFs.
Okay. I like
Get
it.
the bread, put it, because the like you say, the stock picks builds wealth, the ETFs preserves it. So that's where I'm with it. I am with it.
It's the safer way.
Well, because not only the safety, just the history, man. Like the history says, if you just put it in the market and come back 10 years and check on it,
It's gonna be
Yeah,
more money.
but I've seen ETFs do trash.
compared though,
Yeah, no.
because
And
because
they got a lot
rarely,
of new. They got a lot of new ETFs too.
No, it's
They're
tons of them.
rolling them out like crazy.
but you gotta pick the big dogs. I mean, I'm not gonna advertise for the big dogs, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta pick the big dogs. You gotta go in and you gotta get your, your guards and your LEDs and your, you know what I mean. You gotta, and then, find. Okay, so you pick ETF, mutual fund. My biggest thing is the market. So I want exposure in a couple of different things, and that's what I did when I chose it. I want some foreign exposure, I want some tech exposure, and then emerging markets, right? Some of the smaller companies that
And the
trying to get up
ETFs.
into, that's trying to get up into the fortune.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that offers a little balance when it comes to ETFs. I'm looking at low expense ratio ETFs because I don't want to pay them too much money to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you do options, like you're not really paying them that. You're just letting it rock.
Yeah.
Because you've called it to both of us gambling, right? And it is gambling in a sense. I'm never gonna tell you that it's not, but it's calculated, and it's calculated gambling that's with a much lower risk than actual gambling. Because you can set a stop. So if you're investing $5,000 and your tolerance is to lose $2,000,
Yeah.
you can set it to lose the $2,000 and that's it. It pops you out, and you ain't
Or
never gotta look at it
200.
again. Or 200.
Yeah,
It's what your tolerance is, literally. So
Right.
I mean, some people will be more conservative. Some people. The thing with options is, it might go down 40% as soon as you buy it. Not as soon as you buy it, but within that week, you gotta stomach that because
Yeah, that's the part that you have to
it's
get
gonna
over.
come up.
That's the part you gotta get over.
Yeah, and
That's
I've
what I had
seen
to
it.
learn.
I've seen it lose 60% and then
Yeah.
come up and make
Right.
300%. So
Yep.
it's
It happened to me today.
the swings are wild.
Well,
But
it depends on your horizon. Right? If your horizon is long term, then you're like, all right, you just weather it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. That's why I tell you all the time I buy time.
Right.
Like, time
Mhm.
is your friend.
Got you.
So
Got you.
I bought plenty of time in anything that I buy time. I always give myself a certain cushion depending on if I think, I don't know, if a piece of news is going to come out in January, I'll buy myself 3 months past January.
Mm.
An example. It gives you a little bit of a cushion to deal with if earnings are bad or they get some bad news.
I don't play earnings.
No, you don't play earnings. You
I
should.
learned that. I learned that on the first one.
Yeah, you shouldn't play earnings.
But I bought time on it.
But the thing that,
And then when I got out of it,
you know,
I never did that again.
I hear you guys talk about earnings, right?
Yeah.
And earnings calls all the time, but it's not always a predictor of how well the stock or the company is going to do.
Facts.
Because companies can have good earnings
They've
and,
all had great
and
earnings.
then
They all
not,
went down.
not perform well. You
That's
know
Nine
what I mean?
out of 10 of them.
That's what
Yeah,
you
so-
learn.
It's like
9 out of
Quickie.
10 of them. Quick,
Yes.
you might get one.
yeah. So earnings per share doesn't always equate because here's the problem with earnings per share. That's one half of it. How much did it cost to get that money? That's your price times earnings ratio. So when you don't look at your PE ratio, you don't understand the other half of the earnings.
Yeah.
What really matters is how much money. What was the price that was associated with earning the money,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if
How
you're
much did you have to put up to get it back?
to get the money back,
The most positive earnings call is the ones that they give like great guidance. The people will run.
Right.
People will run with
I'll
that.
take it back.
Right.
Like, you'll see it
they've
go
had a
up.
couple.
Because
Recently,
if
after.
especially if guidance is like very optimistic, they
Mhm.
will that thing will shoot up.
But-
There's been a couple earnings actually recently. That
no, of course you're gonna have some.
after market earnings that just went.
Yeah, because some companies, some people are waiting on that
Friday evening.
as sentiment, right? Because sentiment is the thing that moves these markets a lot,
Facts.
man. You sitting there thinking about fundamentals, and you get lost in fundamentals, and
Yeah.
you're like, why is that company booming?
Mm-hmm.
The fundamentals are crappy, but the public loves it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's what gives it value.
And the fundamentals of it are out the window just because of sentiment, just how
Pepe.
people feel about it. Pepe,
Doge.
yeah.
Doge is worth more than Ford. You
Yeah.
can drive a Ford. So what's my brother talking about money? I just gave my niece money from fake money out the air.
Yeah, nah.
From something that's not real.
No, it's hard to wrap your mind around the space, especially when you're not in it on the ground floor. And I think that that's a part of the condition that he's affected by. So imagine you finding out about something that's awesome and being upset that you weren't in there in the beginning to reap the real benefits of it. So instead, you poo-poo on it, right? Because you're like, oh, that's some garbage. But if you would have been on the ground floor, you would have been like out here championing that
Case in
thing.
point, I asked the customer earlier, the second to last one, the one that was dressed real sharp and black.
Yeah, he was
He was
stiff,
looking real dapper.
dapper.
I said, if you had 10 Bitcoin, I said, could you stomach and hold it? He's like, depends what price I got it at. I said, that's true.
Yeah,
It is.
Depends what price you got it at.
That's facts.
So that's one of the things that I like about the group that I'm in. It's not deterministic in the way where you're like, I'm never selling. Like that's not the idea. The idea is to never not have some, but to sell along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have these risk metrics that were created by this guy, his idea is scale out while it's booming. So as it goes up, you scale out, you scale out.
Mm-hmm.
Not 100%, because you want to preserve some value, some Satoshi value, which is
Mm-hmm.
how he looks at it. He doesn't look at USD per se. It's more so about Satoshis, right? Saying, listen, you preserve your Satoshi value just in case it moves again,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know. Or like we saw when it went to 16K, it could go in the other direction. Now you have cash on hand
Mm-hmm.
to make a purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So you preserve some, because I think now the way I'm processing Bitcoin is I never want to not have some, but I don't want to always have nothing but that. right? Because the idea is to make some cash.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Until we start, moving in a way in society where satoshis matter. So each Bitcoin is a certain amount of satoshis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you start to look at your portfolio in a satoshi way, you start to understand that, hold up, I don't need to look at this in a USD way, because I can make purchases with Bitcoin when it comes to any other coin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just the way the system's set up, right?
Yeah.
Not all coins can buy other coins, but Bitcoin can.
It's the alpha.
I mean, you can look at it like the alpha. I mean, you can give it that moniker. But what I'm saying is, they made Bitcoin this, currency in the space that you can use to buy other coins.
Because it's the most valuable, and they want to hold that.
Right. They
when
want to
you flip it off for something else.
Yeah.
Right.
So give me your Bitcoin.
And
Always.
And I'll give you this Pepe.
And
And
I'll give you this Pepe.
this crack, this crack coin.
This crack coin. You can,
or what's the podcast?
right. And if you're
And that's
interested,
the DJs.
but if you're interested in
DJ
behaving like that, then they're willing to say, hey, no problem. Hey, I'd gladly take your satoshis for popcorn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go out and you look at coins like you say, like Pepe, what's the other coin that just went off recently?
Peanut the squirrel.
Peanut
Squirrel.
coin,
Peanut Squirrel retired a lot of people.
It potentially did.
But at the same time, depending on the individual,
Yeah.
you're going right back and you're going to go get Pepe.
They
And
could
if
they're not finished with the space.
You know? So
If you go out and buy Pepe right now, which I was looking at Pepe and I'm saying, hold up. I'm looking at coins that don't leave people's conscience. Peanut's gonna leave their conscience.
Facts.
Pepe might have a little staying power.
Yeah,
Doge has proven to be
Shiva.
in people's conscience. Shiba.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell by the way the market reacts when there's a little altcoin movement. Doge seems to react. And Doge normally follows Bitcoin. If you go back and look at the history of it, it just does,
It's
man.
back to my hood theory. Before starting this crypto and cuts,
Your hood.
my Robin Hood theory.
Oh my God.
I have to read out this
Go for it.
this text.
So here's what I would like you to do on your Robin Hood.
Hold on.
No.
Let me read this.
Before
I
by the time
see
you get
Robin
there.
Hood started to get a lot of crypto now.
But you got to give some background story. They don't know what
Because
you're talking
I think
about.
that Pepe's and the stuff like that.
Okay,
they
go
make
back-
it accessible
Go back to
for the person.
your argument.
My argument is that Robinhood makes it easier for people that do not know about crypto to buy certain cryptos.
Okay.
To keep those people in the box. So if you're going to be an investor in the space, you're probably going to buy one of those coins, like you just said. You're not going to get PopCap on Robinhood.
One of what coins?
The
The
Pepe,
coin
the
that they-
Shiba,
The coin that they offer.
Yeah, the coins that they offer, because it's easier to get. Some people don't want to download Coinbase and want to get into the space like that. They say, oh, the exchange has it. I'll just get it on here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my theory. I think it's gonna go because it's easier to purchase. That's it.
Yeah, but that wasn't the original issue that we were talking about.
So let's talk about the original.
From my understanding, the original issue was you were saying
Don't get more coins.
don't add more coins to Robinhood or
Yeah, but that was for my selfish.
no. I'm saying expand on that. Why do you want?
I think it's gonna
that's
be like what Doge did.
So
Because Doge
that's what-
ran up.
But that's what we were talking about. So tell the people why you don't think that they should add more
Because it
coins.
spreads the money. So if I could put you into a caveat of 4 coins, you go to this expensive, exclusive restaurant. I give you 1 menu. You got 8 options. Pick one. That's all you got.
Okay.
I think that those coins are going to do better because that market where there's holding those coins,
Mhm.
that's where the volume's going in the U.S.
Okay, and see, here's the difference. I could understand.
Unless you want to triple 1000x, you're not gonna do that.
Nah, I know
But
what
if you
you're
want to make
saying.
money, put it in those coins.
But I could understand that if we were purchasing Bitcoin in a vacuum, right? Meaning all of the space, all of the money was funneling through Robinhood.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but it's not. They got
But-
more exchanges.
But what we saw,
Mhm.
even when Nick pulled up the numbers,
It was Binance.
no, it just showed that Robinhood wasn't even the number one marketplace for purchasing a particular coin. And the reason why for me it doesn't make sense is because I think that people will go out and do what you did, and that's find a place to purchase these coins. I don't know why. I don't know why
Well,
they
I'm
wouldn't.
saying the first ones to pump though are going to be what? What would you think? The ones that people know. Am I
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
For retail.
So here's what I think when it comes to Doge and Shiba, and the reason why I think that they're still in people's conscience. I think people still hold them from the last cycle,
Yeah, and they got to get out.
and they want to get out.
Yeah.
And their first reaction is to revisit those coins
Mm-hmm.
because they're so tired of the fact that they were underwater, and they're gonna go and say, "Hold up, let me check my XYZ because I'm tired of this nonsense."
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll get the first look.
Mm-hmm.
But if their cousin comes in and tells them, "Hold up, have you seen Pepe?"
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna try to figure out a way, because why wouldn't they do the same thing they did the last time? Pain is short-lived when pleasure's right around the corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, it was painful to sit there and hold that doubles for 3 years, but this new Pepe thing makes me feel good. So I think people will say, all right, I'll just let that sit and wait until it goes up, because I think it will. What's that new Pepe thing you were telling me about? And I think people, that's just human nature, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's the greed in us, in
It is
my
the greed.
opinion,
It is the greediness.
that will say, hey man, I'm going to get me some of that Pepe.
I got one of those that I'm holding on to. That's very painful.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, I got one too.
Starts with a J.
It starts with the J, right?
It's not Jackson.
You damn right.
It's the Chinese
But it's-
Bitcoin.
But it's nasty.
Oh,
It's nasty.
Japanese Bitcoin.
I'm sorry. Japanese Bitcoin.
God.
Ronnie did tell me about that one too, though,
The Japanese Bitcoin.
and he did put me on Doge.
When the first time I heard Japanese Bitcoin, I'll be honest, I didn't know how to take that. Like, because we found out that there is no other Bitcoin.
Nah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah,
Right.
in the long game,
It just ends up
it's
being-
safer just to buy Bitcoin.
Either you have Bitcoin or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one in line is pretty simple.
So
It's
what do you
easy.
do when you have like 8, like what you're holding, like 9,
9 Bitcoin?
Yeah, what do you do with them?
I told you what I would do.
I said, what do you
Scale
do
out
with
of
them?
them. Scale out of them.
Oh, so you sold them all?
No, I wouldn't be selling them.
Oh, okay. The people with it are the ones that are quiet.
Oh no, man! I don't know. I wish I had them do it. If I had that kind of Bitcoin inventory,
No, that's why I asked the guy earlier. So what would you do? Could you stomach it? Because the whole thing is stomaching, and this guy got a good stomach.
stomaching what? What
The
would you have to stomach?
time. Either you pay for time or time's gonna pay you. So at the end of the day, either you're gonna be crying or you're gonna be crying happy or crying sad. But if you have patience, like this guy,
Mhm.
he's doing pretty well.
Who's this
This
guy?
guy, Nicholas.
Oh yeah.
Nicholas is doing pretty well. That boy can hold.
Oh, he's.
He told you he's holding that Jasmine. One day he's gonna be out of here.
Yeah, in 3 years.
He's gonna be in Japan.
Oh, that's nothing,
He's
man.
gonna be somewhere in Japan with that Bitcoin, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's good. Hey, when that Jasmine pop, you gotta visit the
Hey,
motherland.
I promise
Let's
you.
go.
Hey,
he's gonna do something. What's because he got it?
How much is Jasmine right now?
I think
2
it was about
cents. A little bit north of
It's
2
2
cents.
cents?
A little north of 2 cents.
like 2 point something, 2.21. It went to 4 cents.
Yeah.
I told him to buy it at 17. The average down.
What?
Remember when I was sitting in the garage with you?
It didn't go to 4 cents though.
4 cents?
It didn't go to 4 cents.
What's it at now?
I wish. It's
What?
2 cents.
It never went to 4 cents.
No.
Where are you?
Let me.
Price wise?
Let the
7 cents.
Let the.
Well, I DC'd a little bit, so I got it down to 6.
Let me. Let the
Oh, you ain't that bad.
No. It's
I
just.
thought you were. I thought you
No. I bought a bag at one point at 7 cents, and it was like,
Oh,
my
you
God,
didn't.
why'd I do that?
Well,
Well,
just like all
it's
of
number
us.
82 coin.
Yeah, no, it's
It's up
It's
there.
in the top 100. You
yeah.
got a
Look
shot
at
at it.
No, listen.
Look at it.
I don't think I'm gonna lose. It's just I gotta be patient with it. That's it.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go back a good what?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna lose on that
Year.
one. The all-time high is almost $5.
Hey, listen. You in
If you
good
think
hands.
about that.
You're in good hands. The guru is checking.
Guru is on it.
Feel no doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it. Let me go.
So,
Let me go.
what I did a few years back was I converted a lot of the losers that I had to Bitcoin,
That was smart because you did help me with that.
Very smart.
and I just bit the bullet. I was underwater, and it was the knife was falling, and I just started converting. Man, I had all these coins spread out, and they were all underwater. So I said, why not just convert this stuff to Bitcoin, man? And then
That was very smart.
and see what happened. And Bitcoin has well,
I have to get my iPad.
it preserves your portfolio during bear markets.
No, very wise move.
It just preserves.
He helped
it.
me with that because I wouldn't have
Nah,
the Bitcoin I had. If it wasn't
Where
for that.
I think.
But I was stubborn. I fell in love with a coin, and I'm paying for it.
Oh, I know the name
Ada.
of that one.
Ada.
Cardano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I ate one on that one.
I'll be honest
I wish
about
I
that.
wish I would have.
I hope that thing doesn't turn into a relic, man.
Okay, what are we in?
No, I think it'll be fine.
24.
It's all gonna go up.
Okay.
I wouldn't hold on to it after this bull cycle.
Oh my goodness, I can't.
You
You
can't.
talking about? I can't wait to.
Yeah.
And then the thing is,
Exactly.
I wouldn't spend a nickel on it right now. Oh
geez.
man, even it responded a little bit recently.
Yeah, I was looking at the other day.
Yeah.
June.
But
Yeah, it's gonna go up.
so I'm with you on
Nah,
that.
but
man.
we have an advantage of being people that have been in this space for a good 6 to 8 years, and that's really good because we've seen trends, that's why I was able to buy the options that I bought because
4-2. So you see that? You talk to the guru. I don't want to do this again to you.
You're still not at 4 cents, bro.
Look,
I don't know what the guru is showing me, man. I just
what are we at? 2 cents?
Yeah.
All right.
You're
What's
still-
this right here? What's this right here? Is that 4 cents?
Yeah.
Okay.
When was that?
June.
I didn't even pay attention to it.
I did because I thought I was gonna keep going, and my greedy ass kept it.
oh, you got a bag.
I had a little bag. I should have sold every nickel. of that
I didn't know.
bullshit.
I didn't know it hit 4 cents. at
Yeah,
that
it
time.
did.
Oh,
It
it'll
did.
go back. It'll go back.
It doubled.
Oh no, for sure.
It
Yeah,
doubled.
it'll
It
go
doubled.
back.
Look, I know I'm gonna get my money back with it. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean,
Yeah, it went
it's
to
whether
4
am I gonna sit and hold it? I don't think so.
No, it
Can,
went-
can, can,
It went
you,
to 4 cents. Though.
can you stomach dropping a bag on it to drop your
That was
I've
the
been-
whole point.
your average cost even lower?
It
Well,
was
that's
$2,000.
because of you. I've been doing it. Remember,
Mhm.
you told me DCA. Not that you told me, but you recommended it, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's actually not a bad idea. So
It-
I started doing it. Yeah, and I actually was supposed to buy some on the 17th, but I killed the order because I got stuff going on.
But you know what's crazy? Once you DCA any of that stuff,
Yeah.
stock or
It's a great
crypto,
turn.
and you end up getting under your number, you're like, holy cow, this shit works.
Yeah,
Mm.
Because I've done it several times, like especially in some BS stocks.
Oh, you remember when we bought coin? Oh, you
Coin.
came up nasty on
I
coin.
did, yeah. But I kept buying it lower and buying it lower and
Yeah.
buying it lower because we walked in the gate underwater
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We got his knocked off that one.
immediately. ended up in a good space. I'm in a good space right now, man. Dude, right now, I'm plus 400% on the amount that I have left.
On coin?
Yeah.
Holy Christ.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And you know,
I
it ain't
did
a lot of
something.
money now.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, no, that's nice.
but then you look at it and you're like, man,
That's
if I put some,
nice.
put some cash on it.
Yeah, but we all do that.
But that's house money, though. It's house money. You can't be mad at house money.
You
No.
gotta.
And I took some of
you
that
should
other
have
money
spread
and
it.
bought some other stuff. I did. I mean, trust me. I'm about to pay these property taxes.
I know, man.
That's the
I would
spread.
have had that to
That's the
pay
spread
today.
right now.
I would have had to pay
That is
morning.
the spread, bro.
So mad.
It's funny
I don't
because
have-
when you got a couple of dogs in your portfolio, you kind of looking at it, like I was saying, you have to kind of look at it like, I'm looking at the whole portfolio, not the losers. Because, of course, you know, if you just look at the losers, you end up doing something that you shouldn't do too soon or too late or whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's funny that you say that because I looked at my dogs today, like my personal fidelity account. I was like,
Mhm.
oh God. I looked at some of them and then I have some that I'm up. I'm like, I'm about to take some of that, cash out, and go get some other stuff
Right.
and just keep. Because I've been able to get it up a little bit recently because I bought some intelligent stocks. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep playing that game, but it's just, trying to figure it out one way or another.
I was wondering if there was a certain amount, like, say if you bought 25 stocks every time you purchased a stock. I mean, that's not reasonable if you get into, you know, some of
Like a Tesla or something.
the Teslas and all that stuff.
Well,
Unless you have the money, then it's all
Yeah.
relative,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That thing was going down like that.
But to be able to do that and then say get to a certain point where you can take that out but have 25 remaining, you know, that'll take time,
Yeah.
but that'll help you, you know, grow a really nice portfolio over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing this course on not Coursera, I forgot the name of the damn thing, but one of the things that the guy was saying, it's an investing course, and he was like, look, you know, try to get you a basket of about 20 to 30 stocks that you rotate in and out, you know, don't become static with it. If it's a dog, you know, move on, you know what I mean, move on and try your best to put winners in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's something that I think you could do. Like I said earlier, like I think that's something you could do, not for shits and giggles, you know, because you're playing with your money, but to enjoy yourself, to exercise your brain or whatever.
No, you always want to diversify. It's a good
Right.
thing. It's just sometimes you're better off just going with the winners, though. Like just let it
True.
ride.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, we just would have bought Amazon and just kept it going. It would have been.
Yep.
That's all we ever needed.
Yeah.
That is so true, man.
That's all-
Boat at that thing in 2019.
That's all we ever needed.
Right.
Amazon.
Yeah, just put it in the zone.
Amazon go.
NVIDIA or whatever.
That's
to
it.
play
That's
with.
all we ever needed. If we do anything.
Man, I
about it.
took a really, really interesting route to get to NVIDIA, which I don't regret that. I made it, you know, I'm doing a little bit on it, but man, I should have bought when, you know,
But
people say,
but at the
oh
same
man,
time,
you should go for NVIDIA.
you gotta.
You don't know. I didn't know.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows.
And I had my, you know, you have your money allocated in a way where you're moving in a different direction, and
Mhm.
that's what you do. You
Like Palantir.
No,
Yeah, I
but
still
at
haven't
the end
done
of the day,
anything about it.
let's be real. Amazon, from a fucking ebook company to what it became.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I never predicted that.
come on, who?
Or
I-
Netflix.
Nah, but that was going towards the future, so I could have seen that. I could see that one being really more successful. Amazon being ebooks and selling ebooks to becoming the biggest company in the whole probably world is insane.
It's hard to see that coming.
Yeah, that's it's incredible foresight right there.
That's like a ship. That's like a ship where you see like a little bit of the ship on the top of the water,
Mm-hmm.
and all the real ship is underneath the water.
Yeah, and credit to Bezos because he probably saw it like I'll start with ebooks and then I know I'm gonna grow into more other stuff. he already had a vision and he ran with
Yeah,
it.
I'm pretty sure he had a vision.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you don't necessarily like to give one man all the credit.
No, not at all.
To get to that point, but that's what we do in this society, right? We pick out a guy, either he's the villain or the hero, man. And
Facts.
you're like, that Bill Gates,
Yeah.
you know, he created Microsoft
Yeah.
and made it what it is today. And you're like, Bill Gates hasn't worked at Microsoft in 20 years. Literally.
Yeah, but that's
You know what I'm saying?
And now he's stealing all the farmlands and poisonous.
That's yes. Oh, he is.
Yeah, that's right.
Him and his wife, right?